Hello, everybody. Welcome to Conscious Life Collective. Welcome to Sunday Consciousness and Energy of the Week broadcast. Today is this absolutely gorgeous day here in New York, and we have Michael Ocher with us, who is a spiritual teacher, Kabbalah teacher, and just a wonderful person to be doing this project with. So I'm very excited that we're here. And welcome, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you, Julia.
Yes, and today, well, besides the fact we're in the middle of Hanukkah, which is a holiday that is all about miracles. And it's energy in the universe that is available for everybody. Some people think it's a religious holiday, but it is not. It's just what is happening in the cosmos, and this is the energy that is available to all of us. And we want to talk about that. And also, the new moon is coming up. So, Michael, I'm going to ask you to guide us through that a little bit. And I just wanted to say that miracles are happening in the split of a second. Sometimes we work very hard and we take a very long time to create, to achieve, to reach something. And sometimes miracle happens, something miraculous happens when changes and when things that we don't even know to expect, we don't even know to expect, are coming into our lives in the most unexpected moments. And we call those things miracles sometimes, and they're totally possible. It takes 1 second to create change in our lives. And I would love us to talk about that today.
Awesome. Yeah. So thank you so much, Julia. Welcome, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Very exciting to discover with you what we can expect, how we can grow this week. Want to remind ourselves that Kabbalistically, we are on a constant journey of self-evolution, self-development. Whether you want it or not, whether you accept it or not, this is what the Kabbalistic perspective of life is that we are on a constant journey of growth. So everything that happens to us happens for us, not against us, not, to punish or etc., but only to help us grow, to help us achieve, to help us be better versions of ourselves, be happier, be more giving, etc. So we're going to talk about this week. What does it offer us? And like Julia said, we're starting this week with a very special cosmic opening, as my teacher Rav used to say, called Hanukkah. And some people look at it as a religious holiday. However, Kabbalistically, it's an energy day, energy time, energy opening. That we have 8 days when the universe goes into mode of miracles. So what are miracles? What are miracles from a Kabbalistic perspective? Miracles, like Julia said, it's the smallest things. It's not just some grand, huge, opening, splitting of a Red Sea, or winning a lottery or something like that. Miracles are happening constantly. Every single process in our body is a miracle. The way our body functions is a miracle. The fact that we are where we are right now is a miracle. And miracle, by definition, it's when nature doesn't behave in its natural course. There's a natural course of how the universe operates, physical reality, people, socially, psychologically, emotionally. There's a natural way of how we all operate. Miracle is when we don't follow those laws, when we operate on the level that's not connected to those laws, when we go above those laws, above those influences. So that's a true miracle. True miracle is that I'm free from my limited self, free from my limited beliefs, free from my limited desires, small selfish desires. When I'm just, what is a small selfish desire? When I just want something small, I just want this person to love me, to accept me. When I just want this little thing to happen from outside of me. But a true miracle of what will make you happy in the long term is when your nature changes, when your internal nature, when your internal consciousness, when your consciousness changes, transforms, and becomes more that of giving towards yourself and towards other people. That's a true miracle. That's a true miracle. When I'm able to let go of things, when I'm so, addictions is a word that doesn't just correspond to things of physical nature, of drugs and alcohol abuse, etc., and substance abuse. It's addiction is anything that determines that if I don't receive it, I'm not happy. In reality, the only thing that we really need is the light force of a creator. We have everything that we need. When I'm looking for another person's energy, love, approval to make me happy, it's actually not true. It's also not real love. Real love is something else. Real love is when I want to give. Real love is when I want to contribute. That's true love. That's true love. Everything else is a need. It's a need for me. When I'm unable to wake up when I want, when I'm able to commit to the commitments that I make, when I'm unable to let go of things. This is me going on a normal basis, on a normal functioning laws. If I want to real miracles, what we really want to ask is that I don't function on my natural reactive self. That the way I normally react to things, it's not how I react anymore. I'm able to operate on a mode of giving more and more. So this is the true energy of miracles. This is the true miracle, and it's not a coincidence that it always happens that the 2 days of Hanukkah go into the month of Capricorn. And Capricorn is all about rules, all about regulations, all about physical reality, all about how this is how it is, and this is how it needs to be. And that's it. There's no consciousness of miracles in Capricorn at all whatsoever. They're all about the 1%. And the month is all about the 1%. It represents the side of us that is all about the 1% reality. So the miracle is that the beginning of the month and the first 2 days of the month always are washed and showered with this energy of miracles of Hanukkah. So when we connect to this energy, when we connect to this special light, we are receiving the ability to go above our limitations. That's the true miracle. The true miracle, want to rewrite the definition of miracles. Yes, it's nice to have other miracles also, and they will happen, and they actually happen much more than we think. It's more about our consciousness being open to them. When I'm not, there's a great rule that, for example, if a woman is pregnant, she's going to notice more pregnant women around her. If you are looking for a certain car, you're going to notice it more. Basically, whatever our consciousness is focused on, it's going to find it. That's one of the laws of the universe, one of the laws of how our minds operate. When I'm thinking about something, I'm going towards it. And I'm going to see it more in my life. So if I want to experience more miracles in my life, I need to say, I'm experiencing miracles nonstop. The fact that I'm sitting here talking to you is a miracle. Complete miracle. The fact that I'm able to do so many things today, especially our life and existence, is a complete miracle. It's Kabbalah say one of the biggest miracles actually is that our consciousness, our soul, is inhibiting in a physical body, right? Something that is immaterial, which is basically this whole world, is imbued with something so divine, so heavenly, that it creates trees, animals, human beings, etc. That's the true miracle. And the true miracles is change of consciousness, is the change of consciousness of not expecting the physical things to change around us, but to understand that the true miracle is when change happens within me. And there's nothing more rewarding than that. Nothing in this world can make you as happy, as content, as connected, as whole, as complete, as understanding, as fully realizing that the true miracle, true happiness is when change happens within me. No bigger miracle. And this time obviously it's available to us all the times. There's no times that you are like not able to change or not able to transform or connect to any of this consciousness. But just like we live in a physical reality, and for example, if you're a farmer and you want to grow crops, you need to follow seasons. There are certain times when it's good to plant seeds, and then you reap your rewards. Same thing with a simple thing like television. If you want to see broadcast of a certain show or a TV show, etc., you need to make sure you tune in the right time, right? You need to make sure you tune in the right time to catch whatever is being broadcasted. So that's why right now the universe is filled with this energy. There is a broadcast of energy, of miracles through the entire world. Every single human being on this planet is going to experience miracles more and more and more. And the biggest miracles, like I said, is the miracle of being able to be the person who you're really meant to be. There's kind of three versions of ourselves. There is our past self, there is our current self, which is right now, and there's the future, our higher self. So in spirituality, time and space doesn't exist. So they can all exist at the same time. And obviously you should always remember and appreciate who you are now, who you became, who you've grown into. What have you achieved up to this point? All the things that you grew out of, the things that you shared, the things that you accomplished. Think about them, appreciate them, who you are now, who you were in the past, and who you are right now. But also that version of you who is not limited by any of the limitations of physical reality, of emotional states, of psychological state, of spiritual self. All those limits are also lifted. And there is that version of you, the perfect self, that's available to us right now more than ever before. And just like time and space doesn't exist on the quantum level, so in spirituality, the time and space doesn't exist in spirituality. Meaning right now we can borrow from our higher selves, from our developed self more than ever before. We can talk to ourselves, we can understand, we can come to closings, conclusions. When things don't go our way, it's usually a sign. It's not always, but it might be a sign that it's time for us to let go of it. It's time for us to move on. And moving on is not easy. Moving on is not second nature for us. Some people it is, but for most of us, we hold on. We hold on to things that don't serve us, things that don't give us true lasting fulfillment, etc. That's normal human nature. To be able to really let go of things and appreciate them for everything that they've done to us is a very high level of consciousness. And there's steps, obviously. There's, it doesn't just happen in a second. And the art of letting go is not just saying, oh, I'm letting it go and that's it. You want to go through a process. You want to understand that this consciousness doesn't serve me. This consciousness of, there's so many different examples. The consciousness of blaming, the consciousness of being a victim, the consciousness of not taking responsibility, the consciousness of believing that things happen at random, things happen by coincidence, getting angry, getting depressed, getting sad, getting revengeful, getting resentful. All these things, they do not serve us. We really want to understand that. As much as we're taught in society, by media, by the movies we watch and TV shows, none of those things really work. The only thing that makes you happy in the long term is the relationship with yourself and the creator. And after you work on those, you're going to be able also to find somebody who's going to be able to be that special someone for you, who you're going to work on developing that relationship as well. But the primary goal is for us to let go of these things, to let go of expectations. When you're expecting too much from other people, when you're expecting too much love, too much understanding, too much, when you're expecting them to have closure. A lot of people in relationships, when relationships are over, you're expecting to have a closure. Closure doesn't actually happen with another person. Closure happens between you and yourself. When you are trying to close a relationship with somebody else, you're trying to bring it back, actually. You're not trying to close it. So letting go is a huge power, and we're still in the month of Sagittarius. This week, we're going to switch from the month of, beautiful, miraculous, positive, optimistic, adventurous, very intelligent sign of Sagittarius into the responsible, the committed, the workaholic energy of Capricorn, that is all about work, that is all about security, securing your finances, securing your place in the physical reality. And we want to spill over the miraculous energy of Hanukkah, the miraculous energy of Sagittarius, into the month of Capricorn. So Capricorn is not so heavy, it's not so by the rules. Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn, which is called the IRS of the universe. And each and every single one of us has what's called the Saturn return. When Saturn returns to the same position in the stars as when you were born, right? So for example, it usually happens for a person around from 26 to 29 years. That's when the full cycle of Saturn happens. And usually that time is when some people have midlife crisis, right? And the reason is because this planet comes to us and says, okay, so you actually came here for this reason. So let's look at your scoreboard. How are you doing? How well are you doing? And people are usually go through a lot of shock, a lot of, what have I done? What's going on with me? Like, wow, where am I going? What's the meaning of life? Why am I here? And just emotionally, it could be very not so easy. And it happens every cycle of these 26 to 29 years. So eventually it happens a few more times or many more times in a person's lifetime. And that's why it's also very cold during this time, right? Usually this month is very cold because Saturn is ruling the 2 months that are coming up ahead of us. The Capricorn and Aquarius is usually very cold months of the year. But the beautiful thing about the Capricorn is actually when they do become spiritual, they can be probably some of the most spiritual signs, because as much as they don't connect to spirituality initially, when they do, their ability to be responsible, to be thorough, to be doing it step by step, they might not change and grow instantaneously, but once they get on that path, they're guaranteed success. Because also responsibility in our spirituality, responsibility and commitment and discipline is one of the most essential things in spirituality. Because when we think of spirituality, we think of ethereal things, something that's hard to grab, something that's hard to, own in physicality. It's not a crystal that you own. It's not the yoga that you do. It's not the prayers that you do. It's not the meditation that you do, but it's the commitment to constant growth. That's true success of spirituality. That I fully understand that, this is where I'm going and this is how I'll get there. And every day I'm making a difference. Every day I'm growing. Every day I'm getting better. That's what brings true spiritual success. That's what brings it. I might not feel that I'm letting go right now, but I know that every single day, the more I meditate on it, the more tools I use, the more I study about it, it will eventually break. It will eventually change. It will eventually transform. And that's probably one of the biggest gifts of this month is this such strong ability to commit, to be committed. They're also very loyal people, and deep inside they're very emotional, very sensitive. And because of this amazing ability, this sign has probably the biggest potential to have psychic senses and psychic abilities, because it's so against its nature. And some of the biggest psychics that are known in the world are actually Capricorns, because once they commit, once they start on this path, slowly but surely, they become spiritual giants. And for I don't think any one of us has a strong discipline enough. You can always be more disciplined. You can always be more humble, but you can always work on your discipline and your spirituality. And this month, starting this week, we want to ask the universe, ask the creator, ask the light force to imbue us with this strong discipline, with a strong ability to continuously go on our spiritual journey, not to stop, not to just because something didn't happen to me right away. Oh, I tried something for a week, it didn't work. Oh, that's it. So it doesn't work. Spirituality doesn't work. That's it. Okay, bye. I'm not interested anymore. That's obviously not how that's not how you achieve miracles. You will achieve miracles by understanding that the process is the journey. It is not a destination, but the process, the journey is the purpose. And that's also connecting us obviously to my teacher used to use the words, Robert used to use the word certainty, being certain in the process, certain in the creator, certain in the light, in the spirituality, in myself, in positivity, and also faith. My teacher actually used to not like this word so much, the word, faith and hope, but actually it has a lot of energy also. The word faith also to have full understanding that everything that I do, if I don't see the result right away, it doesn't mean it's not working. Don't think that if the result doesn't happen to me, I made a 10-minute effort and the gift doesn't fall up from the sky, that means it doesn't work. That's not how it works. Obviously, it's about commitment. It's about committing to us, committing to yourself, committing to your spirituality, to let go of expectation of results and understand that, what? Miracles will happen. Miracle is the commitment. The miracle is the commitment, irregardless of what results I'm getting or not. The miracle is actually the commitment. And miracle is also certainty. To have true, real certainty in the light, real faith in the process, real faith in the creator, that's a true miracle. That's a miracle beyond any measure. And, some people settle for less, of having a miracle of some gift or meeting the right person or getting the right job or, all this, that small revelations that are a true miracle is really understanding that, what my purpose here is to grow spiritually and to ask yourself, what am I going through right now? How am I growing today? How am I becoming a better version of myself? How am I becoming a better version of human being? How am I becoming the version I'm meant to be? That's the true miracle, and the consciousness of having true faith.
What a beautiful time we live in right now.
Totally.
And yes, so beautiful, guys. And also, I just want to remind us that the new moon is a time of new beginnings. So now it's also the last new moon of this year.
Sure, yeah.
Is that right? Yes. So like just the sum of energy, just the realization that we did it, guys. We're doing it, the 2020. What a challenging year. So like this different level of appreciation to our bodies, because a lot of us went through the tests of having COVID, and it's a miracle. Like, I want to share my miracle, if you don't mind. My miracle is realization how much my body was working on my behalf to heal this year. And I'm just going to say something a little bit personal. I just came out of having COVID and my body is still healing, but I just had this miraculous connection and this realization how much my body is working on my behalf. Do you know what I mean? Like, we think that sometimes we're alone, we're not feeling well, or we're never alone. Our bodies are like this whole intelligence. Every single organ in our body is working on our behalf to heal every single second. So this is a miracle on its own. Like Michael is saying, the miracle is that we're here right now, having this broadcast and having these beautiful people. We have amazing comments here. Michael, I'm not sure if you're seeing it. Hannah is saying that she really needed to hear this message today. People are sending us love. And this is miracle that we're here all together, just on its own, but then also just owning the fact that you're giving this body, and this body is working on your behalf every moment to either protect you, to carry you, to give you joy, and to heal you, to help you heal. So you're never alone.
Yeah.
The creator presence is always right here, right now.
Yeah.
And it's just during this time of miracles, just having this layer and level of appreciation of what we already have will only bring us much more, like to expand, to have that expansive consciousness and to be able to receive and manifest more. I think the beginning is to with appreciation with what we already have, and things that we sometimes take for granted, sometimes we don't notice.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Completely. The tiniest processes, the smallest processes in our bodies are so miraculous. From literally, from the way we breathe, to our heart, to our lungs, to our nervous system, to our mind, to our skin, everything. It's such a miracle. And thanks to science, we understand it more and more right now, right? That there's so many miracles happen instantaneously. If we would have realized all the miracles that would happen, we would just be in literally an ecstatic joy nonstop. But you know what? We can be in this state nonstop.
Yes. And it's again, I'm going to bring it back to it's the last new moon of the year. So it's the seed level for the 2021. I am so ready for 2021.
Me too. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it. So let's put some amazing seeds. Michael, how do we do that? Like let's bring it to very practical. So now when we set the consciousness, let's bring it to the very practical.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the ways where we can plant the seeds for 2021? And you know how we said in the beginning how the miracle could happen in split of a second?
Yeah.
It doesn't need years.
No.
So what do? We want that.
That's a great question. Let's talk it through together.
Yeah.
I think the best spirituality, obviously, that's the key, and that's how you do it. And one of the best ways is a step towards it is starting to journal. Starting to journal, starting to write down what have you gone through this year? What have you gone through the last year, the last few months? What has happened to you? What have you learned? What have you experienced? What did you realize? What new realizations did you get? What new consciousness, what new feelings did you experience? So in order to close something, the true closure with anything only happens, the last step of it is appreciation. If you're blaming someone, if you are still blaming, some people blame China for the coronavirus. Some people blame, you can blame literally anyone. Blaming is a losing game. The moment you start blaming anyone for anything, it's a losing game. The winning game is taking full responsibility and appreciation. The moment you appreciate, that's how you can extract the true lesson. The more I'm blaming somebody for anything, the more I'm in the losing game. So we want to, the new year is a time when you want to set the things that you want to manifest. So you want to write down the things that you want to manifest in your life. What do you want to accomplish? From the most smallest physical to the most grandiose spiritual achievements you want to have. So writing a list of things of manifestations is a great way to do that. Of writing everything that you've accomplished this year. writing all your accomplishments, all your achievements, all your realizations, all the new lessons that you learned this year that really helped you go to your next level. What did you learn? The biggest difference between us and the kingdom below us, the animal kingdom, is that we're able to learn spiritual things. We're able to learn spirituality, the presence of spirit, the presence of soul, the presence of the light force, of the creator in your life. So how did you realize it this year? How did you realize that the difficulties in your life were actually blessings? Write them out. Take the time. Invest in yourself. Write, and everything that you do can always go back to that. Go back to journaling. Whether I like to meditate, for example, and I like to pray and connect and study, but I need to set the time up for myself to journal in order for everything else to be more successful, to me, have more realizations. And it's almost when you're writing, it's actually better to do it with hand and paper, to write down everything that you learn. It's almost like you talking to yourself, and you're going to see and experience things that you didn't even know. So we want to write things that we accomplished, things that we discovered, things that we overcame, things that maybe we didn't overcome also. That you have to include that. Be real with yourself. I am still growing in this process. It's still hard for me to let go of this person. That's fine, but write it. It's going to be easier for you because this is a huge time of letting go of things that don't serve us. Right now, the stars, the universe, coronavirus, everything is telling you, let go of the old, let go, move forward. We are on breakthroughs of so many new discoveries, so many new, so much newness is coming into our life. Literally, so much change is coming towards our way, and human race needs to be ready. Humans need to be ready, and the way you're ready is on a spiritual level, that you're open to learn. And like one of my students just wrote, Diana, thank you from my heart, and actually it reminded me of the theme that we had for the month of Sagittarius, which is opening of the heart. And we want to continue that opening, because also an open heart is the biggest desire for the light, for improvement. When you're able to be open, when you're able to open your heart to yourself, even to yourself, feel what's happening in your heart, feel and ask yourself, what's happening in my heart? The moment I'm able to do that, the moment I'm able to grow, to heal, to move to the next level, to receive more and more in my life. So, and we're going to the month of Capricorn, and I think me Julia and I, we set as our theme for the month of Capricorn, or Tevet, called in Kabbalistic terms, we're going to focus on faith and certainty. We're going to faith on trust of these processes, of these awakening and seeing the creator more and more and more, because naturally we're not going to see it in the upcoming month. It's not going to be like, oh, this is from the light, this is from the universe, this is spiritual. It's going to be more like, why is this happening, what's the purpose, etc. So we want to focus, go to the extreme of it, which is having absolute trust. This is happening from the light. This is happening from the creator. This is happening for me. This is happening. The universe is talking to me for this experience. So not to be a closed heart and to open. It's all connected to that. But as a practical tool, not enough people use the tool of journaling. When you sit down and you spend an hour and you write through everything, your relationships, your work, your self-growth, your healing, your body's growth, your everything that's going through you, to write it out, to let it out, kind of. There's a beautiful sentence that we sometimes sing in Kabbalah sing, is open your heart and make the waters flow out of it. It's from Lamentations, a sentence, and it's a beautiful sentence, to open your heart and let everything flow out of it. And you're going to feel so much lighter, so much better, so much more connected, so much more certainty in love, and more love for yourself, that it's going to be a big game changer. And if you're not doing it, just realize, okay, so why am I not investing in myself? Like, why am I not taking the time? Why am I taking the time to look at social media, to look at the news, to watch movies, to watch TV shows, to talk to my friends, but I don't take time to talk to myself and invest in myself? Why is that? So really a great time to refocus, find your northern star, and start going towards that direction. You know.
I love that, Michael. And I think, you know how we often say, um, and again, it's another like very big realization for me, not just like logically, but experiencing in my body, that the longest relationships of our lives are with ourselves and the Creator. And so when we get to slow down and just go inward through journaling, it is a cultivation of relationships with ourselves. Personally, it's not easy to do. It's not easy for me to journal. But when I had the biggest challenges in my life, especially like with my body, I journaled every single day. And I have to tell you, it was the most healing process of all.
Wow.
It was 50% of success came from drawing the completion and the like completing, like Michael said, completion, creating completion in the relationships or whatever processes we're going through. Doesn't mean that we need to be calling and talking a lot about what happened with another person or business partner or like whatever the situation is. But it is completing it within yourself. And I think reflection through taking it out from the being something internal outside and being able to look at it like this from the inside out creates that gives us that ability to create completions because it's no longer inside. We are detaching from it. We're letting go. We need to physically take things out. That's why writing it is one of the most powerful tools in business as well. You're taking things out from here outside and you're looking at it from here outside and you're reflecting and you're embracing it. You can give it a hug this way.
Yeah.
You hug it when it's outside. When it's inside, it could be quite heavy. So yes, please do give yourself a chance to get to know yourself better and to create closer relationships with yourself. And that is on its own a miracle.
Agree, 100%. Totally. Okay, Julie, I think we're ready for our meditation. Yeah, unless you wanna.
Yes, would be wonderful. Thank you, Michael.
Sure. So everything that we spoke, we want to bring it from the mind to the heart. We want to be complete whole beings. We don't just want to be intellectually stimulated, but we want to also open our hearts. We want to bring everything that we study and work on the most important, like we said, on the most important relationship that you have is you and yourself. And once that relationship is healed, is transformed, and is better, then all your relationships are going to be so much better in your life, so much more rewarding. You're going to appreciate people. You're going to value everyone around you. So let's be comfortable. You can stand, you can sit. It really makes no difference. As long as you're relaxed, as long as you're comfortable, you want to go deeper within yourself. And what we're going to do is we're going to go from top to bottom for our entire body and relax every single part of our body and soul. So we're more in a state of subconscious. And we want to see how light from the endless starts to come into our body, starts to enter from the top of our head. It starts to come through our entire body, our head, our neck, our torso, our hands, our abdomen, our spine, our legs, our feet. And we want to slowly realize and see that we're just surrounded by the light of the Creator. There's nothing else around us. We want to be surrounded and viewed by pure energy. Just the energy of the Creator. Just the energy of unconditional love. Relax even more. Drop down into yourself even more. Cut off anything that disturbs your connection with yourself. Make sure you put a very big smile on yourself. A deep smile. It's almost like gleaming and shining with light. And it's warming you from inside out, and it's warming anyone around you from within you. And through Theta Healing Meditation, we're going to get some downloads. We want to, if you want to know what it means and what it feels like to have an open heart, to have true faith to the Creator, to have absolute certainty in the Creator, to be able to let go of anything that doesn't serve you anymore. Anything that doesn't serve your long-term, your soul, your consciousness, your happiness, to easily be able to let it go. If you want that, say yes. If you want to know what it means and what it feels like to develop this new relationship with yourself, where you're able to journal, go through self-discovery, find things that serve you, find things that don't serve you, to enrich the relationships that do serve you, to be more tolerant, accepting, loving, compassionate, and kind to yourself. Say yes. If you want to know how to give more love to yourself, how to treat yourself with more love, with more appreciation, to appreciate yourself, to appreciate your body, all the physical processes in your body, to appreciate your emotions, to appreciate your soul, your consciousness, to appreciate your space that you live in, to awaken more and more appreciation of all those things, of the relationships that are in your life, that you had, that you have, that you will have in the future. To awaken this tremendous, beautiful feeling of appreciation. If you want that, also say yes. And so we want to remember we have a huge spiritual force that's always there for us. Our guardian angels, our ancestors, our guides, our teachers, all the spiritual forces that are helping us constantly, every single second. Want to appreciate them as well, to be able to receive more and more from them. So if you want that, also say yes. And before we come back, we want to come back to our space. Drop inside of yourself, awaken and smile from within. and appreciate yourself and awaken healing on all levels to go through you. To repair our cells, our DNA, all the processes in our body, to bring them to their perfect state. And before we open our eyes, surround yourself with more light. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
Thank you, Michael. Beautiful meditation. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today, and whoever is watching us on replay, thank you so much. You're with us every moment of the way. If you know of anyone who you think might benefit from this connection, please share it with them. If you're watching it on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel so that way you get alerts. And do comment. We love to hear from you. We do reply to every single comment, and it helps us to create the broadcast in the future that is better, that gets better and better, because we grow with it and with you together. So happy new moon coming up this Tuesday, the 15th. It's an amazing time to write down what you want to create in your life. And 2021 is the beginning of the rest of our lives.
Amen. Also, I wanted to mention, Julia, I offer private meditations with students, with anyone. So if anyone is interested, you can see the link for that on my Instagram, on my Facebook. So please don't be shy and reach out.
We're gonna put how about we put your email address?
Sure.
In the comments. So if anyone is interested to have a private experience with Michael, it's quite a treat.
Definitely. Awesome. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, everyone.
And we'll see you next Sunday, 12. Bye-bye.